welcome back for another tip of the week. I'm Trey Gnewikow here at Forest Hills Golf Course. We're going to work on some bunker shots today. My bunker today is pretty wet after some rainfall here, but it can be really good to help you practice, especially when you're working on bunker shots. Maybe a wet bunker is tougher to get through, so it helps for those people who maybe dig into the sand a little bit to help them to take less sand and kind of improve on their bunker game as a whole. One thing people really struggle with in the bunker, as I said before, is taking a big divot. They really gouge in there deep and they dig a whole bunch of sand up, and then the ball gets kind of stuck in the bunker. They might hit the lip and roll right back down. I want to challenge you to take less sand. We still want to take a little bit of sand, and we just don't want to dig so deep. You want to be kind of shallow in your sand strike. One really good thing to figure out where you're striking is to go in any bunker and to draw a line straight through it. And then the goal would be that you can kind of hit it on this line or close to this line when you're going through. So if I take a practice swing here and the stance is all good, in this bunker you want a pretty wide stance. We don't want to slide around or do other stuff. In the fairway and the rough, we want to stay pretty narrow, not get our lower body involved. In the sand, we have to use all of our muscles to help get through the sand. So we want a nice little wide solid base so we're not going to move anywhere. And then you really want to open your stance, aim way left of the target. So if I'm going up here to the hole 7 hole, I want to be aimed way left of the target so I can let my hands get through really fast. So here's my line, and all I'm doing with this line is trying to hit the sand right on top of it. So my practice swing here, good, there's my divot. It started maybe a little bit behind the line. So if I was hitting a shot on that one, maybe it could have came up a little bit short. But with this line, you get a pretty good idea as to where you're bottoming out to help you hit your bunker shot from here. So if my ball's sitting in the sand like this, we can't touch the sand with the club. We got to let the club hover. But I like picking something. Usually there's little pebbles in the sand or maybe a little clump of sand behind the ball. And we want to try to hit it about 1 inch or so behind the ball. So we don't want to try to hit it way back here, but you also don't want to only hit the ball. You want to hit just a little bit behind it. So I drew a line to help myself here, and you can draw a line when you're practicing. But on the course, you don't get to do that. So you got to kind of let your club hover. I get the nice good stance as I'm going up to hole 7 here. And then all I want to do is hit about 1 inch behind it and skim through. So I kind of keep my weight pressed forward. You can see it here. My stance is all good. And then we just shoot it out. And the one most important thing about the sand is don't get stuck in it. We always want to get out. And it's one of those things that it can be tough at times, but if it's better for you just to hit the ball and get it out, well then get it out. But these are a couple drills you might be able to do to improve upon your game to make it a little bit more consistent. For those of you who are diving a little deep into the sand, maybe have the swing thought of it's your grandma's glass under the ball, and we don't want to break her glass. So be nice and shallow and swing right through it, and you're all set. And at least I'm out, and now we're moving on to the next tip of the week.